seen how we install the floor drain. Now it's time to install our standalone faucet. So I put a line on the floor signifying the outer side of the tub. And then I had to determine where my faucet was gonna go. Now I looked everywhere online to see if there's like kind of a common or standard that you put your standalone faucet away from your tub. You run two risks. Risk number one is it's not far enough in so water can splash outside whenever you're filling it. I don't want that. And risk number two is that it's too far inside so it's in the way of the tub and you'll, bump it or hurt yourself while you're in the tub. So I kind of had to see where was the best. From what I found, 3 to 5 inches is kind of the best. So I set it 4 inches in. So that's kind of what I based it off of. Now here's the thing. For this standalone tub, the bracket, I'll show you in a second, it looks like something out of a theme park. It looks like it's built to hold a roller coaster. So Moen did it right when they built this thing. It is so strong. And that is one of the things I see with standalone faucets is that they're not very sturdy or they require a lot of reinforcement and it's not given. But Moen includes it and I'll show you the bracket. The thing it does need is a 4 3/4 inch hole drill. I don't have a 4 3/4 inch hole saw. It doesn't come with a 4 3/4 inch template. So we're gonna do it the old school way with a, I don't know what you call this thing, not a compass. I don't know what you call this thing. Oh, come on guys. Seriously, where's my tape measure? Oh, I gotta go find it. I was correct, it's called a pencil compass. So I don't have a 4 3/4, so we're gonna measure half of that. Half of 4 3/4 is, class, 2 3/8. So I'm gonna set this tip to 2 3/8. And that should, in theory, be our 4 3/4.
Oh.
That's pretty good. That is a super faint line, but when I put my measuring tape on it, it is 4 3/4. So we're just gonna stay right on that line while we cut. Now for our mounting bracket, which has to go underneath. Look at that mounting bracket for Moen. That thing is so beefy. I mean, I'm so happy about it. I've gone ahead and put backing in the way it wants. Now, I do have enough room for this to slide across to my trusses, but since my trusses are hollow, I've had to add reinforcement. And since the hole sits so close to this truss, I actually had to trace and notch and set this guy into the truss itself, or else we wouldn't have enough room to just put it straight to it. This side didn't matter, so we just bolted that straight to it. And that thing is reinforced to the 9s because I don't want this to be weak in any way. Now we have to work off setting this bracket, and it starts with a single bolt right here that you hang first, and which is kind of nice, so you don't have to like try and line anything up. You just set this bolt to this X dimension, and the X dimension is described here, and you go off of the height of your tub, so you use X and Y. Yeah, you guys get it. So our tub is 23 inches, so I need to put that screw at 4 1/4 inches down from the top. That's the one thing it doesn't show, is if that is the bottom. Let's read. Something to note here is it says measure down from the top of the joist. It's assuming your floor material is not in place. It's not accounting for that. That may be able to be accounted for later on. So it's just saying at the top of your joist, come down 4 1/4 and put that single screw first so that it's hanging that bracket. 2, 4 1/4. There we go. That looks pretty good. What is so nice is that screw is all accounted for in the equation of all of this. And so now I can just set it on there, let it dangle there, can just start bolting this thing in. That's so much nicer. Got our level set. It's pretty stable, but once you start putting these screws in, it's almost dead level, a little bit of adjustment, but once you start putting the screws in, it'll start getting pulled one direction. So I want to, I think, set a couple of these ones fixed. I think I want to check the perpendicular or vertical. All right, now we are plumb. Right here. Our bracket is now fully mounted. It is level, and I can honestly hang my entire weight off that thing. It is not coming out of there. Final step of the rough-in is to just tighten these bolts and center it. So I centered it with my string line that I put on there. Centered it tight, and it even comes with this nice little cap that you can set on there. Now you know where to tile to and how to get it kind of set up perfectly. And I'm going to leave that little Allen wrench in there in case there's any adjustments that we need to make later on. Now we're ready to start putting pecs to this. But if you look, these are what we call an iron pipe thread. That is a 1/2 inch iron pipe thread, and we are going to be going to 3/4 inch pecs. So I had to find some special inserts, which happens to be these guys. They'll go on those threads, and then the pecs will fit right on, and then we can crimp it, and I'll show you how to do that. But first I want to get these attached to our tub filler. The first thing we want to do is wrap these in Teflon. And when you wrap Teflon, it has to go the same direction as you're going to screw it on. So we're going to twist it righty-tighty. So same with Teflon, we want to go righty-tighty. And you do that so that your Teflon flows with it and not against it. Now with my crescent wrench, we're going to tighten this guy down, hopefully. I don't have much play on there. And a note is, if you're working with anything brass, do not use like channel locks or water pump pliers, as they call it. Don't use anything with teeth like that, because you'll just shred this thing. Always use a crescent wrench or brass wrenches, which are really cool because they're exact fitting. That way you don't shred it, and it's capable of being either tightened more or loosened later on when you need to take it off. So exact sizes. And a note is, not always the tightest is the best when it comes to brass. I've seen, oh, this thing's frozen. I've seen firsthand experience where one of these brass fittings was over tightened, and because it was over tightened, it actually caused a micro crack. And 3 years after being in that home, brand new, it leaked. And it broke. The crummy part was the leak was so fine spray that you couldn't see it or hear it. And we were actually on a 4-day family vacation, and we came back, and that's what their house was when they got back, was it was flooded. Oh, such a bum deal. Brand new everything. You're gonna slide your pecs all the way back, and then don't forget to put your ring on first, your crimp ring. If you get your crimper to click once, it'll stay fixed and locked. It won't undo, and it's not stuck there. And then I can kind of line it up with where I want it. Exactly 1/8 off of the housing itself, and then you crimp. There we go. There we go. Laying right into our standalone tub filler and that drain. I'm gonna leave these undone, not like tied in just yet, because I'll let my plumber get his drain through there. I should have probably thought that through a little bit more, but that's okay. Maybe he'll want me to lengthen them. We'll see.